they use the term like, where's my wife? Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name's Brie, stay for a while. So I've got a bunch of books here, okay? There's about 5 books here that have been on my TBR for way too long, okay? The books that I really want to read, but for some reason I just never pick up. So I'm gonna dedicate this next week to reading 3 of these books. I'm obviously not gonna be able to read all 5 because, you know, I work full time. But I'm gonna take this week to read these 3 books because I've been avoiding these books like the plague. Don't ask me why. I have no idea, okay? I simply don't know. But we've got a mix of dark romance and fantasy here. Obviously we know I'm not a dark romance girly, so I think I might at least try this week and give this book a try because it's the only other dark romance book I have on my shelf, and then I would have read all of my dark romance books. But this book isn't really dark romance, it's more of a mafia romance. It's not like a dark romance, and I do enjoy mafia romance. Like, I read the Maid series, that was really good. I think that's the only other mafia romance I've read. But I'm just going to show you quickly what these books are and then we can get into the video. But Brittle Prince by Sophie Lark. I got sent this by Bestie Hope as like a birthday book fairy, I think like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. That's how long this has been on my shelf. Almost 2.5 years ago this was sent to me. I have no excuse. But my friend Danny keeps on telling me to read this, but I think this is like the indie version and I think they're like different now. So if I read this and then I'm really enjoying it, I want to read the rest of the series. I don't know what I'm going to do because they're all different. But I have no idea what happens in this book other than there's something to do with someone's allergic to a strawberry and they eat a strawberry. That's all I know. And then we've got Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Again, this has been on my TBR for over 2 years, like 2 years plus. I don't even want to know how long this has been on my TBR, but I know I'm gonna love it. I just don't know why I haven't picked it up. Like, it's got dual timeline, which I love. Friends to Lovers. Well, I think it's Friends to Lovers to Nothing and then back to Lovers. Like, do you know what I mean? I just eat that stuff up. So I know I'm gonna love it, but I just don't know why I haven't picked it up. I don't know why. And then we got The Chase by Ella Kennedy. This is the first book in the Briar You series. Now, I read the Off-Campus series last year, maybe the end of, I think I started reading them the end of 2022. No, I did lie. I started reading them the end of 2023 and then at the start of 2024 I like finished the series in like the January time. I've since then read the next spin-off in the Off-Campus world, which is the Campus Diaries, which is set like years ahead. But for some reason I keep on putting off the Briar You spin-off and I don't know why, but I'm intrigued to read them because this is set like within the same world of the Off-Campus and is set within the same timeline of the Off-Campus series. I just don't know why I haven't read it. And then we got Victoria Aveyard's Red Queen. Again, don't want to know how long this has been in my TBR, but I've seen everyone rave about this recently. Obviously there's a lot of controversy going on TikTok at the minute, but with the whole like Powerless Red Queen saga, that like Powerless was inspired by Red Queen, but someone made like a very rude comment towards Victoria Aveyard to say that Red Queen is a copy and paste of Powerless, but Red Queen came out in 2015 and Powerless came out like what, a year or 2 ago. But because this had like a lot of traction, it's made me think like, I do really want to read that because so many people are raving about it and I didn't enjoy Powerless, okay, because I just didn't think it was very like well written. I didn't enjoy it. It didn't hook me in. Didn't enjoy it. So many books are inspired from this book that I think I might enjoy it, but who knows. And then another book, Legend Bond. This has been on my TBR again for over 2 years. I don't know why I avoid these books like the plague. I honestly don't know. But this is more of like a dystopian kind of book. And oh my god, her name is called Brie. I don't want to read the back. I want to go into these blind. But this is just a bunch of books. There's so many other books on my shelf that have been in my TBR for over 2 years, but these are just the ones that I'm like the most intrigued to get to and the ones that I like really want to tick off. I wish I could read all 5 of these in 1 week, but that's physically impossible for the way that I read and like my lifestyle. But I'm intrigued. I don't know which one we're going to start with because this is going to be the first book that I read in 2025, as I almost said for 2025. So this is like a big moment. Do you know what I mean? This is a big moment and I don't know what I'm going to read. Do you know what? I've been in the biggest book slump for the last 3 weeks. I haven't read a single book in 3 weeks. And I think I'm going to start off the year with Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I don't know what this book is about other than that like the world is divided into red or silvers and like the reds are the elites on no, the silvers are the elite and then the reds are the commoners. But that's all I know. So already it's kind of given Powerless vibes, but obviously Powerless, remember this, Powerless was inspired by this book, okay? So I'm very intrigued to see, like, because I know obviously this came out in 2015, so a lot of books have been inspired by Red Queen. So I'm intrigued to see if there's any books that I've read that have been inspired or have like some inspiration, because there's only so much you can like make up in the fantasy world. So like there's a lot of fantasy books that are going to be inspired from others and things like that, and different things pulled from different books to make another book. So I'm intrigued to see if I've read anything that's sort of been inspired by this. But I think I'm going to go with this because it's quite short, you know, it's in the first person and it's YA, so I think it's going to be an easy read for me to get out of my slump, and it could also be an amazing read for me to start the year off. So this is going to be our first read, so I'm going to stop rambling and we're just going to get into the video. So it's the next day and it's actually New Year's Eve today, and you're probably like, Brie, why are you in on New Year's Eve with a hot chocolate and a book? And that's because I really do not feel well. Like, I feel disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've just been sleeping loads and like I just feel exhausted. Plus I'm working tomorrow, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna chill for the night. I've come down to my mum's house, so I'm not on my own. Don't worry, I'm not on my own. I'm not spending New Year's Eve on my own. I've just come down to my mum's house so I'm not like actually on my own. But will I be awake for 12 o'clock? Who knows? We have no idea. But I thought I'd update you on Red Queen. I've read quite a bit. So yesterday I think I read about just over 100 pages yesterday. I didn't film anything yesterday. I read it when I was in bed. And the similarities between this and Powerless is crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, I do not want to sound horrible in any way. Lauren Roberts has openly said that she was inspired by Red Queen and Hunger Games, and I can definitely see that now since reading Red Queen. But it's too similar. Like, the stories and the plot lines, they've been changed but ever so slightly. So it's just insane, honestly. I just don't even know how I can like explain, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to be honest in my opinion, and I honestly do think it's given very much copy and paste. Like, it's too similar in my opinion. The story and the plot, the characters, just everything, even the way that the book starts, everything is just way too similar for me. I think I would really love this if I hadn't already read Powerless, and I think that Powerless has ruined this book for me. I have read Powerless and I didn't really enjoy it. I give it like 3 stars. It was good, it was enjoyable, but not enough to make me like want to continue the series. But I think if I had read this first, I really would have loved this. But because I'm like, when I'm reading it, I feel like I've already read something similar. I feel like Powerless has ruined this book for me, whereas I should have read this first, realistically. I'm on chapter 22 anyway. I'm 270 pages in, so I've got like just over 100 pages left. A little bit about Red Queen. The world is divided into the reds and the silvers. Now the reds are like the commoners living in poverty and everything, and then the silvers are the ones who have powers and, you know, things like that, and they're just rich basically. So that's how the world is sort of divided up. And our main character Mare, she is a red, but she quickly comes to discover, sorry, I have been watching Netflix, but should I just turn the TV off so it's not bothering us? Our female main character Mare, she comes to realise that she has silver powers, but there's a very distinct way to tell if you're silver or red. You either bleed silver or you bleed red, and Mare bleeds red, so she is human and she doesn't possess it. She shouldn't possess any like powers anyway, but she comes into like this power. I'm not going to tell you what like the power is and things because I don't want to spoil it for you, but she comes into a power, but when she comes into her power, it's in front of the kings and all these other silvers. So the palace then take her in, and she is then told that she has to marry the prince, but the second in line prince, like the youngest prince. She has to marry the prince, and now she's just sort of like plodding along in the palace. There's a rebellion going on. Does this sound very similar? Yeah, if you've read Powerless, it sounds very similar. But there's a rebellion going on. She's sort of like in the rebellion and fighting for the Reds and for equality and things like that. And yeah, it's good. Like, it's just sitting at like a 3.5 right now. Like, it's a really good book, but I guess it's the first book in like a 4 or 5 book series. I think it's 4 books. Yes, 4 books, and then the 5th book is like a collection of short stories, I think. But I'm quite intrigued to see how this ends, but I was told that this was very like romance heavy, and I'm not really getting the romance elements in it. Like, I think there's kind of like a love triangle situation, but I'm not really getting the romance vibes from it, which is actually really good because I'm really enjoying like the war and the politics and the plot and the rebellion, and that's where it focuses on solely, I think. Like, I don't think this is a romantasy in any way, so kind of happy with that because it's been like keeping me on my toes, and I feel like it's a good book to like get me out of my slump. And because I have been like in a book slump, I have been like, what's the word called? Interactive? No. What's the word I'm thinking of? I have been like immersive reading. Is that the word? Immersive reading, where I've been listening to the audiobook and reading along. You know, I love to do that. I love to listen to the audiobook and read along. It's a really good hack if you are dyslexic, or if you have ADHD, or if you have any like, if you're just a neurodivergent girly in any way, then I highly recommend listening to the audiobook and reading along at the same time, because I haven't read anything in about 3 weeks, so trying to like sit there with the physical book was kind of difficult. It was taking me really, really long. And I find with this as well, because I'm like dyslexic as well, the lines of the book, oh no, I just lost my page. Oh no, it's there, okay. But the lines on the book are like, they're not really like spaced out very well, so the words look really cramped together. Because I'm dyslexic, I'm really struggling to read it. If you're dyslexic girly, then you probably know. So I had to like read along because I was really struggling, and when I film these videos, I kind of like stick to a week where I kind of film these videos, so it's easier for me to like organise everything. So I only have a week to film this video, and I'm actually working all day tomorrow. So I'm going to try and finish a bulk of this tonight. If I can't finish this tonight, because I've got to edit a video, so I'm going to try and finish this tonight, and then if not, I'll finish it tomorrow morning, and then we can start about second book. Not sure what we're gonna go in with because I won't be able to film anything when we read the second book, so I'll probably read a bulk of it when I'm in work. But I have got my Kindle, so it'll have to be a book that's on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm thinking we could go into the first book in the Braille series, maybe. I think so. I think that's maybe what we're going with next. But I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna maybe finish this book, we'll see. But I am also gonna edit a video, so. And I'm gonna spend some time with my family and maybe see myself into the new year, but I'm absolutely exhausted, so I might just end up sleeping. Hello, so a little update for you guys. I don't think I've updated you since I was in my mum's house, and that was New Year's Eve, and I've been working since then, but I have since then finished. I don't know whether I recorded me finishing, I don't know. Honestly, I've been so busy, just everything. The New Year's was so busy for me, I was just end up working loads. Sorry if you can like hear the rain, it's pouring down right now, but I thought I'd update you guys before I go to work. Well, I finish work and going to training. I've got like an hour before I have to be in training, but I thought I'd update you guys. Obviously I finished Red Queen, so I ended up rating Red Queen. What did I rate Red Queen? Let's go on to my Fable. I think I rated it 3.75. It wasn't quite a 4-star. Oh, that's currently reading, Brie. Finished. 3.5 I rated it, okay. So I rated it 3.5, and I think it wasn't anything special, and I'm not going to speak about like the similarities that Powerless and Red Queen have. Like, I've already touched on that, and you're probably going to be sick of me saying like how similar they are, but they are very similar, okay. But it was okay, and I mean, I don't know why, but I was just expecting more. But it is a YA, so I can't expect like loads more, but it was good. I enjoyed it. The plot was really good, and the pacing was really good, and but it was just like I wanted more more. And like the ending, I think the ending kind of like fell for me. Like I don't know. The ending was like, I think it was the ending that I wanted more from. Like it could have been a 4-star, but the ending was quite meh in my opinion. It felt kind of like rushed and... Sorry, I just had a phone call trying to sort some stuff out for work. Got my train of thought now. That was stressful. But yeah, I finished Red Queen anyway, and the ending, there was like a big betrayal at the ending, but it wasn't like big enough for me, you know? And I think it's maybe because I didn't really care for the characters that much. Like I didn't really care. I just didn't feel like I was invested in... I was invested in the story, but I wasn't invested in the characters. And I think, again, that might be due to it being a YA. But I've read some YA books and I'm very invested. Like the Defy the Night trilogy, I was well invested in that. But it was a good story. I enjoyed it. Like a 3.5 is a good book. I'd recommend it to people. I'm hoping it's one of those series where I continue, where like I'll continue and it'll get better. That's what I'm hoping. I haven't really read any like reviews or anything about Red Queen or like the series as a whole, but I am going to continue the series. I'm not sure when, because I've just realised that the next book that I'm starting is also the start of a series. So just in this video alone I have started 2 new series. That's not how I want to start the year out, but hey ho. But as I already mentioned, I've started a new series, and the next book that we're going in with is Brutal Prince. I am quite a bit into this. I think I've like probably got like 100 pages left. I've obviously been reading it in work and things like that, and like late at night, so I haven't really picked up my camera while I've been reading it. But I'm on page 233 and there's 370 pages in it, so I've just got over like 100 pages left, and I'm really enjoying this. At the minute it's sitting like a 3.75. It's good, but like again, I'm not like the best person to be reading stuff like this, like mafia romance and dark romance and things like that, and particularly my genre. I am enjoying it. It's not like dark in any way. Like I've read some, like I read dark romances that I've like been like, what the frick is this? But this isn't dark. It's just like a mafia romance, and it's good. There's like some bits in here that like I'm really like the female main character is like such a badass. I'm literally like loving her. There's like a scene where, so it follows Ada and Callum, and Callum is, Ada is from an Italian mafia family, and then Callum is from the Irish like mafia family, but they're more like clean cut and like into politics and things like that, whereas the Italians are more like not afraid to like just kill people and like out in the open. Do you know what I mean? They're a bit more down and dirty. So there's like a conflict that happens where Ada ends up in Callum's house at this party, and she ends up like setting fire to the curtains or something like that, and he discovers that it's her. So their family then like come together and say that they've got to have like an arranged marriage because it's going to help Callum, because he's running for like this like a councilman kind of thing. It's called something, I can't remember what it's called. It's called like an Armington, I don't know, it's called, but I'm just gonna say like a councilman. So he'll like basically run this end of Chicago basically, and so the Italians and the Irish coming together through this arranged marriage is going to end up helping Callum, and because he's going to get all the Italian votes then, which he didn't have initially, so that's going to help him. So they've like got married, and Ada, is that her name, Ada? Have I just made that up? Yeah, Ada's discovered that Callum is allergic to strawberries, so she eats a shitload of strawberries before they get married, knowing that they're gonna like kiss, like you have to kiss the bride. So she didn't know that his like reaction was this bad, because they hate each other at this point, so they didn't know that their reaction, that his like allergy was this bad. So she's eating a shitloads of strawberries just thinking that he's gonna like come out in a rash, but no, he full on goes into like anaphylactic shock and has to go to hospital and stuff. But I think it's like really good. I'm having a good time, but it's going too quickly, if that makes sense. Like it's gone from hate, like rivals, to lovers a bit too quickly. Like I'm 200 pages in, and I think it's because I just love a slow burn so much. So when I don't have that slow burn, I feel like it goes too fast and it feels a very like insta-lovey, even though it's not insta-love, because they do still hate each other at the point I'm at, but they've like slept with each other, they've like done bits and stuff like that, and they're starting to like internally say that they like each other and things like that. So I think it's gone a bit too fast in that sense, but it's still good. I'm still enjoying it, but I just love a slow burn. So that's like down to me. It's not down to the book at all. Like it's a good book. It's just me and it's just me and my preferences. Like I just really love a slow burn, and like the plot, like the background, like the side plots and things like that are really good, like the things with Ada's family and the other like rival mafias in Chicago. I think it's like the Polish mafia are like really out to get them for some reason. I haven't discovered why yet, but I'm really intrigued. And obviously with like the politics side of things, with Callum trying to like climb the ranks to this like councilman thing. Alderman, I think it's called like an alderman or something like that. I don't know, but he's trying to like climb the ranks, and you know, there's a lot of little like side plots going on which I'm really enjoying. So I got really bad pins and needles. I'm gonna continue reading. I've got about 40 minutes until I have to be in my training, so I'm gonna sit here for the next like 40 minutes, read it a little bit, and yeah, I'll probably pick you back up when I finish this and we start our third and final book. One thing I've discovered when reading mafia romance is the line, my wife. Like, the arranged marriage trope just hits different, but when they use the term like, where's my wife? This Oliver, her ex, is very overbearing. Like, he's giving out red flags left, right and centre. Like, I cannot. So we've officially finished The Chase by Elle Kennedy, and I thought I would just wrap everything up for you, wrap this video up, because it has since been like a few days since I've actually finished this, and I realised that I haven't actually spoke about this book. I actually haven't like outroed this video at all, so I thought I would just, you know, wrap everything up so I can actually edit and upload this video. I first went in with Red Queen, obviously, and I rated this a 3.5 star. It was good, but it was alright. Obviously, like, I've spoken about the similarities it has with Powerless, and like how Powerless is basically just a copy and paste, and I'm not going to mention that again. Even though I just did, I'm not going to speak about it again, because it actually makes me quite angry. But this is a good book, and I am going to continue the series. I don't own the rest of the books, but I am going to continue the series. Some people have said that it like lulls a bit in the middle, like the second book isn't the best, so I'm a bit like, because sometimes like the first book isn't the best, like with ACTA the first book isn't always the best, but then it gets better and better. So I think that could be the situation with this. I'm hoping it is, because I am quite like intrigued with the story and stuff. But a 3.5, it was a good book, it was a good introduction to the world, and I am intrigued to like carry on with the series. And then we went in with Brutal Prince. I rated this at a 3.75. Again, I am going to continue the series because I really enjoyed like Sophie Lark's writing style and just like the mafia romance. Like, I'm not like a dark romance girly, and like mafia romance is that sort of like, it's enough for me, you know. Like, I'm not here for like the three-way relationships, the like kidnappings and stalkers. I'm not here for that, okay? I just like a simple romance and I feel like mafia romance is okay with me. Like, there's guns, there's gangs, there's murders, like that's enough for me, that's all I need, okay? But like, even though there's all that going on, the romance is more or less kind of simple, even though she tries to kill him multiple times, but you know, that's fine. But I rated this 3.75, don't like I said, but it was good. I am going to continue the series. Apparently like the series gets so much better, so I am intrigued, because there's another series that she has, can't remember what it is, but I'll probably put it on the screen if I work out what it is. But there's another series she has which I'm also really intrigued to read, because I tried reading another duology she has, but that was like stalker vibes and I really didn't like that, not my vibe at all. But I really enjoyed this. But I am like, this is the indie version, and when I buy the next like few books in the series, they're going to be in the published, and I think their like size difference is going to be really bad. I don't know, but one thing I really like about these is they got like illustrations. So like, let me try and show you one that isn't like a sexy scene. Like, they got illustrations of like spicy scenes. Oh, I think they're all spicy scenes. Some at the start that aren't that spicy, I don't think. Oh, so there's like, so that's Callum. And then this is Ada and Callum, and she's like hiding behind the chair, and I think it's really cool. And I got like the illustrations of like the spicy scenes. That's like Ada when she's getting married, and I think like all books should have these, to be honest. I think all books should. And if you read it on, I was reading it on my like iPad some days, and the illustrations were in colour, which is really good. But then finally we went in with the chase by Elle Kennedy, and this was a 4-star. I really enjoyed this. Like, it was so good. Like, it was just, I just love Elle Kennedy. I don't think I've ever rated an Elle Kennedy book below a 4-star. And the only books that I've read by her are the off-campus universe ones, so like Off-Campus, Campus Diaries and Braille. This was really good. Like, I loved Summer in the Off-Campus series. So Summer is Dean's sister from the Off-Campus series, and I just loved Summer in them. Like, she's really fun, she's really bubbly, she's really like outgoing, and her personality is just like really fun. So then like to like actually have her own book is really good. I really enjoyed it. It was just easy, simple, and Fitz. I loved Fitz. But like one of the annoying things about it was like there was like a bit of a miscommunication thing between them, where like it was like a big miscommunication, but it was like a little bit of a miscommunication, and I was just like, oh, any sort of miscommunication I despise. So then I was like, I hate miscommunication, so could have been higher if that miscommunication wasn't in there, but I really enjoyed it. And I'm very excited to go in with the next few books, because we had like a hint of the next book, which is going to be Summer's friend in this, and she is going to be she's the, I can't remember her name, but the next book's going to be, the female character is the hockey team's like coach, is her dad, and then she gets with someone from Harvard, which is like a rival team. So I'm very intrigued to see like the dynamic, but we get like glimpses of their dynamic in this book, so I'm very excited for that. And that was everything that I read this week. Well, it was like last week I finished this video. I've since then like read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame in preparation for Onyx Song. So that's how long it's been since I've actually filmed anything for this video, which is insane. I'm now going to intro another video after this vlog, so I'm gonna love and leave you. Let me know if you've read any of those books, and let me know if like the Red Queen series gets any better towards like as the series goes on. Like, it was still good, but like let me know if it gets better, you know, like is there going to be any like 4 or 5 stars in there? Is it going to be a 5-star series for me? Let me know. But yeah, I'm a lovely review, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz, and I see you guys next time.